everyone! In this video, I will be discussing about media and information literacy. You will know what is media and information literacy as well as its similarities and differences. And I'm pretty sure that after this discussion, you will be a media and information literate person. Okay, then we will start. When you hear the word media and information literacy, what comes up into your mind? So now let us know what is media and information literacy. Media and information literacy is the ability to access, understand, evaluate, and use various forms of media and information effectively and responsibly. It equips individuals with the skills to critically analyze information, make informed decisions, and participate actively in civic life. So this means that media and information literacy is having the ability to access, understand, and evaluate the information from media effectively and responsibly. So if we are media and information literate person, it helps us to be effectively and responsibly on dealing with the information that we see and receive from any kind of social media. And also it equips each one of us to have the skills to know how to critically analyze those information that we receive and read in social media. When we talk about media, it is very common to us because we are engaged with this. Media. It refers to the various channels we use to communicate, store, and share information, ideas, and entertainment. It's the images, videos, text, and audio that make up the website we visit, the social media platforms we engage with, and the traditional forms of broadcasting we've grown up with. So, when we say media, it is the channels that we use for communication, storing, and sharing information, ideas, and entertainment. For example, the magazine, the newspapers, the television, where we could share the information that we see, and as well as the newspaper and magazine where there is a storing of the text that we want to share. Literacy. It is the ability to read, write, speak, and listen effectively, allowing individuals to communicate, express ideas, and understand the world around them. It's more than just basic reading and writing skills. It encompasses the ability to use language in various contexts and to engage with information effectively. So, literacy means that having the ability to read, write, speak, and listen. So it is very important to us to be literate because it would give us a good advantage. Like for example, on communicating and writing information. So when we are not literate with these things, then we are left behind. So it is important to us to be literate because it would give us the ability to use our skills effectively. It is very important to us to be literate, for us to be able to read and write, because this is the important thing that we must have. Since we discuss about media and literacy, so what is media literacy? Media literacy. In the 21st century, media literacy refers to the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and act using all forms of communication, including digital media. It's a crucial skill for navigating the complexities of information and communication in the digital age, enabling individuals to critically evaluate media messages and become informed and engaged citizens. It is very important to us to be a media literate because it will enable us to critically evaluate media messages. If what is it and what is it for? And for us also to become informed and engaged citizens. Because when we are media literate, then we could use this media appropriately and effectively. So in media literacy, there is a five process on being a media literate person. First, you have to access. You have to access the media if what media or type of media that you want to access. Then next, we have to analyze and evaluate the media. If it is correct or if it is biased or not. Then you have to create. And after creating, you have to reflect on what you create. Then after reflecting, you have to act. You have to act or you do what you are reflecting. Then after act, then you access. So it is the cycle process. Media literacy skill can help people to first develop critical thinking skills. It would help us to develop our critical thinking to think critically and widely. Next is understand how media messages shape our culture and society. So it would help us to understand how the media messages shape our culture and society, wherein we could understand if what media messages wants us to see, wants us to understand. The next is recognizing what media makers want us to believe or do. So we will recognize if what is the objective or the target of the media makers. Then next is recognize bias, spin, misinformation, and lies. So if you are a media literate person, then we could recognize if that information is correct or wrong. The fifth one is the discover the parts of the story that are not being told. So if we are media literate person, then we will know the what is the story that is not being told. If what are those information that was not being shown. The sixth one is evaluate media messages based on our experiences, skills, and values. So it would also help us to evaluate the media messages based on what we experience, what is our life experiences, and the skills and the values that we had. The seventh one is to create and distribute our own media messages. So if we are media literate person, then we can efficiently and effectively distribute our own messages to others for them to be able to adapt and use it. The last one is advocate for media justice. So if we are media literate person, if we have this skill, then we will advocate for media justice, which is the fair, the correct, and appropriate information to spread on. This time, let's proceed to information literacy. Before we discuss information literacy, let's discuss first what is information. Information, it refers to facts, knowledge, or details about something. It's the output of processing data, providing context, meaning, and insights. Essentially, information is what we gain from understanding and interpreting data, allowing us to learn and make decisions. So, in short, information is what we receive from others, what we hear, and for example, if there is one that is talking, then that is the information, and it would allow us to learn and make decisions coming from the information that we hear and understand. Now, what is information literacy? Is it having the ability to evaluate information that we received, or what? Okay, let's discuss. Information literacy is the ability to effectively find, evaluate, and use information. It's about knowing how to locate, assess, and apply information in various contexts, including personal, professional, and academic settings. Information literacy skills are essential for making informed decisions, engaging in critical thinking, and participating effectively in a digital world. So, like for example, when a student is tasked to find something that is issued nowadays, so the student must look for the references of the journal that he is reading for him to be able to defend it and to assure or ensure that the manuscript or the manual that he is using is correct and that not biased. So in information literacy, there is also a five process. First, technology. Technology where we could see information, where we could read information. The next is synthesis. So in technology, upon seeing and reading the information, then we will have the synthesis. We will have the summary of the context or the information that we are reading. The next is communication. You could talk to someone if about that information that you are reading. The next is problem solving on what you are talking with, on what the information that you are referring to. The next is critical thinking in a way that you would critically think if the information is correct, if the information is biased, and that is what we call the process. Then it would go cycle. An information literate person is able to first determine the extent of information needed, access the needed information effectively and efficiently, evaluate information and its sources critically, incorporate selective information into one's knowledge base, use information effectively to accomplish a specific purpose, understand the economic, legal, and social issues surrounding the use of information, and access and use information ethically and legally. So an information literate person could able to extend what is the needed information only effectively and efficiently, and also evaluate its sources critically if that sources is correct or wrong, if it is biased or not. Then select information into one's knowledge base. If there is a lot of information, that an information literate person could select what is the appropriate information, and also to use information ethically and legally, where there is a citation for whom is the owner of that information. There is a 10 ways of communicating in today's communication. Unlike before, there is a few communicating or communication process. First, talking. So the talking is when you are face to face talking. The next is video chat when you are using a gadget. And the next is phone. You are talking or communicating using your voice and using cell phones. The next is letter when you write the information and send it to somebody. The IM where you would have the video talking. The next is text message where you were just input the text in your cell phone and send it to other. The next is email when you will use the Gmail app where you will send it or send information to somebody. Then the Facebook message, you will just send message to your friends. Then Facebook status and Twitter. How is communication affected by media and information? So in communication, it is in the center where it is affected by the two, which is the media and information. So in media, we have communication tools, which is the internet, radio, magazines, television, and newspapers. Then the information is the data, knowledge derived from study, experience, or instruction, signals or symbols, knowledge of specific events or situation. So the media is the one that is used to spread information. Then the information is the context or the content of the media. So the communication is affected in a way that the media and the information is not used properly and effectively. Now you know the similarities and differences of media and information literacy. That ends with our discussion. I hope you enjoy it.